Were you aware of any other cell? In other words, when you got to the other side, was it just you, or were there other multidimensional existences that were other yous or other selves going on simultaneously?
Well, I was not. When I got to the other side, there were other beings there, but I wasn't interested in them. And I was pretty self-absorbed.
Uh-huh.
But I have absolutely no question that there are multi-dimensional realities.
Okay.
Because I passed through them.
Okay.
And when I lay in that bed for 2 years, I never really acclimated back to this world for about 2 years.
Huh.
And I would be it was like a trance-like state because I guess my body was trying to mend from all that electricity.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hallucination, and I would move into different worlds.
Huh.
And I would pass into these world plants, and they were odd. Some people had clothing, others were energetic. You could see through them. You could see, and I was there in their world. They didn't notice me, but I could notice them.
Huh.
And then when people always say, Dannion, where do you find these answers? Well, when you have a near-death experience and you have absolutely no idea what it is, and it's the single most real thing that's ever happened to you in your life,
mm-hmm.
you will find the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, well, did you read the Bible? I said, yeah. And they said, well, did you read Buddhism? I said, yeah. Did you read the Order of the Golden Dawn and the Mysticism and Belansky and all that? I said, yeah.
Uh-huh.
They said, well, where did you find these answers? Quantum physics.
Oh, really? I love it.
Theoretical dynamics in quantum physics gives you the best answers to explain the places I've been.
Wow.
I mean, philosophy gives you a way to interpret it.
Yeah.
But the validity of its existence I found in quantum mechanics.
Wow. Is there any? Can you tell us who's running the world today, and why is there so much corruption, greed, and evil?
Well, godless capitalism is the driver,
mm-hmm.
and I, me.
Yeah, yeah.
Not us. And business is war.
Mm-hmm.
And when your business has become war, then you lose consciousness.
Mm.
And it's driven that way.
Yeah.
We're in a society that's debt. Every time you spend, people don't realize that every time you spend $1, you declare you owe a debt.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve System in our banking system is about debt.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with being even and making money. You don't make any money. You generate paper that lessens its value and creates debt. Look at the dollar. The dollar is worth 42 cents in England, and who in the hell, think about England. It's the size of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And our money's worth nothing, but that's because they want to collapse the money.
Is
The only way you can initiate a Western Hemisphere regional business grouping is to collapse the dollar and then initiate the new monies, the euro, and make a European Union. You're going to have an African Union, an Asian Union, and a European Union.
And a North American
Union. Then you have the blocks. You have the marketing blocks, and you have it regionally coordinated. Then everybody's just a consumer.
Well, now, is there any way out of all this, or is it just a matter of us moving towards spirit and consciousness and knowing who we are,
Oh, no, we'll win.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, don't worry about all that.
That's what I wanted to know.
Let them have all the fun they think they're going to have.
So, in other words, they're going to get theirs sooner or later.
Remember the Panoramic Life Review?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody gets away with anything, Lance.
Not one person?
I just laugh, and going about my business because I don't have to get mad.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go through exactly what they put people through.
And they're going to go through everything that they've inflicted on everyone else.
Look at Hitler.
Oh, my God. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes.
Oh, hey, Party on. I don't want any, I'm out of that. I don't do it anymore. I mean, I apologize to people just as fast as I get mad about it, and I'm not that, but the world, when you come to the end of a 5,000-year period, and this happens all the time because geology has done core drillings, and you see the global warming, what people don't realize, that global warming is foretelling an ice age.
Yes. So tell us some more about what's coming in our future.
Well, our future is going to be is what we make of it.
Mm-hmm.
But global warming begins an ice age. If the Gulf Stream moves another 3 inches,
mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a pretty wide berth of water. If it moves another 3 inches, Europe's gone. I mean, England is gone.
It'll freeze.
It'll freeze over in a day.
Yeah.
And these things, and what you got to look at is, you look at Greenland melting. And if Greenland's melting it, Greenland melted 19 billion more tons of ice. 19 billion tons more of ice melted in Greenland than did last year, this year.
Wow.
And what's important about that? Desalinization. Once you turn that salt water, which is what holds that Gulf Stream, and the fresher the water is, the more it's going to move it.
Wow. Well, there's nothing we can do to stop that, isn't that?
Not move to England.
So, are you still concerned about, where you live and earthquakes and the rest of it, or are you beyond that?
No, I pay attention.
Yeah.
I believe there's going to be a severe earthquake in the Madrid Fault.
Okay.
When I saw it in the vision and all the destruction that I saw, when I saw Katrina, I thought maybe it wasn't an earthquake, that it was going to be Katrina. And that this would be the point where America would really be pushed to economic collapse.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, in funded, but I mean in laws and mandated unfunding, we are like $56 trillion in debt.
Oh, yeah.
And under the funding mechanism, every man, woman, and child in America owes $230,000. So if you don't have $230,000 cash on you right now, that means this country's already collapsed.
Yeah. So that's inevitable. That the financial collapse is probably inevitable.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, of course, the globalists are bringing it about so they can take over everything and start their new world order.
I agree.
Yeah, well, but what you're saying is everybody that does that is going to still have to have their life review. And
yeah, I'm not worried about it. I mean,
yeah,
I'm here. I chose to be here at this time because I knew I could make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And also that the divine architect believes that each of us has the ability, and we'll come together.
Mm-hmm.
We will win. It's like a song that was from Traffic. You can strip me of everything, including my pride, but my spirit's something that no one can destroy.
Yeah, wonderful. Tell us a little bit about the divine architect. I know people use words like God, the creator, the source, all that is, goddess, and so on. What's your sense of that energy?
Well, God is a German word.
Okay.
Well, look how funny this is. When Gutenberg invented the press, he didn't have a zero. He had a star. I mean, a double, what do you call it, a diamond. No, inverted triangle, two triangles.
Okay.
And so when everybody used the term GD, and so what they did was, so you'd know it was God, to separate the term, they put this star in there, this double-sided pyramid, which eventually became a Z, became an O.
Oh.
So God's a German word, means GD.
Oh,
and that's how they encapsulated, because it was too long to write it. So it just became GD. So there is a divine architect.
Okay.
It's not some white guy with a beard.
Okay.
It's consciousness. And it expands far beyond what we call our universe.
Wow.
So our ability to interpret that Number one, no one has the capacity except maybe Pat Robertson, but God talks to him. I'm so glad when God told him we were going to have a nuclear attack in America that God decided to tell Pat that, did not let it happen. You know, but
I take it you're not a big supporter of organized religions.
I think it's stupid.
Well, I do too. So what about the Vatican and the Catholic Church? Is that just a big power play?
Well, now all you want to do is scare people to death. I mean, religion is created to give people a perspective on how it all works, and that there is purpose in it. There's not a meandering movement, but most religions are all about fear.
Exactly.
You know, everybody's going to hell. I mean, think about this. When you've been dead, about 95% of everything you've ever been told turns into a lie.
Huh. Wow.
It just turns into a lie. Why?
Yeah.
I'm guilty of the original sin.
Huh.
What some people were doing in the desert 5,000 years ago, I'm guilty of it.
Huh.
I didn't buy that when I was 10 years old. I'm certainly not buying it now.
Yeah, I've never bought it either. What about past lives?
Okay, now, in my near-death experience, I had absolutely nothing that would relate to past lives.
Okay.
Reincarnation.
Okay.
All right, but being around people like, I've been on the tour now 28 years.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen the best there is. And some of the biggest frauds there is.
Okay.
But when you sit around Brian Weiss and Winifred Lucas and Raymond Moody and John Mack, and you listen to psychiatrists talk,
Uh-huh.
and they're as amazed at the results that they have come to from doing regression therapy.
Uh-huh.
And it infuses in you, Lance, that there is not only that this is possible, but that it's highly likely. And John Mack, who is probably one of the coolest guys there's ever been, till he stepped in front of that bus.
Uh-huh.
And John has such a clinical mind that when you listen to him, you have to believe him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't not only believe it, but I think it's very probable, without any question, that there is this.
That there is reincarnation.
Yeah, that there is multiple dimensions and reasons why people will come more than once.
Right.
I don't believe all that karma business.
Right.
You know, because if I fail, then I just fail.
Yeah, and you just get to look at that. Dannion, we're running. This hour has flown by. Would you please mention your website again so people can find your books and your writings and the rest?
Yes, Dannion.com. Just my first name, DANNION, BRINKLEY.